I'm on a highway to hip hop.
All right, we are going to draw lips with teeth for this second mouth drawing. Your tortillon is the primary tool we'll use to do the teeth. So don't freak out too much, but you do not want to outline things with a dark pencil. So same thing as the last mouth, what we're going to do, kind of take your pencil and drag the furthest left and furthest point on the right.
So is the mouse facing like to a side or is it facing straight? Can't tell.
It's pretty close to straight on. All right, so the other thing is kind of measure the distance. So our mouth should fit in here, here. And let's go ahead and plot in the upper lip first. On the plus side, we only have creases in the bottom for this image. Still going to draw those lips rather light. All right, and then the line of the teeth, going to right about there. So what I've noticed in past work of students, when they're drawing either a skull with teeth or teeth in general, they will add way too many teeth or not enough teeth, or they'll make the teeth all the same shape and size. Yes?
Could you slow down real quick?
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry. Let me just fix this. I'm just fixing my line, I promise. Thank you for speaking up and asking. Reset? Reset? Almost, okay. I was going to say you could draw like a toddler or baby. No, not a toddler. Toddlers have teeth. You could draw a baby and get away with not adding teeth. However, like I said, whenever you draw portraits, drawing babies is difficult because of the proportions. And then a lot of people add way too many values or wrinkles, and it looks like a very aged baby. So, wouldn't recommend it for your first portrait. You ready?
Yep.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, side conversation needs to stop, please. So now I'm going to do the bottom lip. And notice it does get, this line is going to get thinner as it meets the other lip. And then if you're waiting on me, at this time, I would make sure, if you don't have a mechanical pencil, make sure your pencil is extremely sharp so that we don't have this empty smile looking at us. I want to at least plot in the lines of the gums before we add value.
I already started adding value.
I haven't started adding value.
Look at you have darker stuff. And now you're making it do the thing where it like looks like it pops out.
Just have lines there so far. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you should be working silently, or you'll have to move back to where you're not sitting next to a friend.
That was a very good smile.
Okay, I'm going to add this line right here, and then kind of indicate creases. And I know it's going to look kind of funny without having a nose there, but I don't want to make you guys draw another nose right now. All right, so the way I draw teeth is first I try to get this little gum line in. I'm not shading anything. My lines aren't even complete. Like, they're more like a dot-to-dot line than a contour line. I don't outline entire teeth. So I'm going to put the gum line here, and then I'm going to go down to the base of the tooth and see how that's outlined. I'm just going to indicate the bottom of that tooth. That way the gums at least line up. So I'm drawing this line of the gum, right? Then I'm going to go down here and just draw this.
And now it looks like Satan.
Looks good.
Right, so I'm going to do that again. Over here, this gum line. And then this tooth is not as wide. So I'm just really following this line of the tooth. And then this is going to be filled in as this is not teeth. And then do the same thing over here. So I'm following that gum line. And those teeth. if it would be helpful, regardless of what image you choose, I'm also going to print some images. Maybe you don't really have a preference for who you draw and you just want to do a portrait that you think is rather simple. I will have some different reference images, and if you think it would be beneficial, I can draw one along with you guys so that we go over the steps. Even if you have someone with different eye shape, at least maybe that would help you kind of go through the process. Do you think that would be beneficial, or do you just want me to let you guys work and I walk around and help as needed? Or would you prefer kind of like a step-by-step? Second one? Okay. All right, so now I'm just going to draw in some shape of the bottom teeth. We can just see a couple there. And now we will start adding value around the lips. That way our mouth is sitting on skin. And there's not going to be as much of a shadow underneath the lip this time because the mouth is smiling. I want to add too much because I want to be able to finish, and there's less of a focus right now on wrinkles, smile lines than the mouth and teeth. All right, so we're going to start with the top lip. I'm just going to add a nice layer of value. It's going to be a little bit brighter towards the top.
How do you? It looks like the thing where like you fill it in, and like you scratch it, and it just like pops into existence, like all the colors there. You make it look good. That's weird. Is this supposed to be the Cthulhu in this side? Huh? First we can't draw not the bus. So, like the video, I'm just gonna like the people are gonna watch me, they're gonna be like, what's going on? I want them to just be laughing.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Sounds like we're ready to move on.
Sure.
Okay, so now what we're going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of value on the sides. Notice it's a little bit darker and then it gets lighter towards the center. There's still going to be a center highlight along the bottom lip. So I'm definitely using the tortillon now because it has a nice pointed shape. You can kind of get into some smaller areas.
Look, looks like it's a black hole. Where like it's like the thing that you see before Earth.
Dio, do you need to move back? Because that's what you're saying every time you talk out of turn. So I'm just going to keep touching up areas, make them darker, and then I'm going to start adding some highlights here in a moment. And then we will move on to the teeth. All right, you guys ready to move on to the teeth?
Mentally or physically?
Physically.
Yeah.
All right. So what we're going to do, most important things are to have your tortillon ready, and then you probably want your pencil nice and sharp. You're not going to make the gums too dark. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here, I'm going to add value to the gum line. Then I'm also going to go to any areas that are really dark. So see how this is that's not a tooth. That's whenever you smile, it's kind of that pocket that's created inside your mouth. So I'm going to put nice dark value there. Same with the other side. Some dark value over there. So I work my way into the brightest area, that way I don't smear or smudge any values. Okay, now I'm going to shade the lower row of teeth. Some areas are really dark. This tooth, if you're looking, because it's so far back, it's going to be gray. So the tooth furthest on the right, it's kind of blurred and a bit gray. Right? And now what we're going to do is start shading the teeth. To do that, I'm going to use my tortillon. And rather than drawing a line, I'm just going to use this to kind of indicate where the tooth is going to be. Use the edge to shade it, but leave highlights so the teeth look white and not super gray, right? Okay, then I'm going to go to this one. Value. If you need to go back in and erase. And most of the teeth don't require much shading at all. And then if you need to touch up any gum lines or details, you can.
I think I did slightly better on one of them.
It is really important if you're drawing teeth, really anything, like I said, it needs to be nice straight on. If you were drawing it curved, you wouldn't want your teeth facing different ways, right? So it has to be nice and straight.
Can you turn on music? By
28.
Oh, let's just